What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G, Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming! So, Saturday, me and the 20-sided Warriors sat down and I ran them through Basic Dungeons and Dragons, the Multi Edition. And we were running through Keep on the Borderlands. Now, we did a sort of prelude episode a few weeks back. Not everyone here was present, but it set things up nicely, allowing this past session the opportunity to jump right into the game. We have our thoughts on the game, our chronologically in order recap and thoughts of the game. I'm changing things up a little bit here. Gonna do this approach a little bit differently. There are four of us talking about the game, more or less from our character's point of view, though not necessarily in character. Alex, however.
Wow!
But we're going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to edit this differently than I have done in the past. So I want to try to do something that isn't the same as quite everyone else that's doing the same thing as I'm doing. So give us your feedback and let us know what you think of this new style. So the Board Game Gang presents Tales from the Table.
Today's news brought to you by
Guy Smiley.
Guy Smiley. Awesome reference.
Alright, so we just finished up Chapter 1. We did a prelude a couple of weeks back, but we just finished up now Chapter 1, so to speak, of the Multi Edition Basic Dungeons and Dragons Keep on the Borderlands.
That's right.
Alright, so we left off the prelude episode, where the party had pretty much been put together, hired by a wizard working for the guild.
Correct.
To go find a missing or kidnapped merchant and said wife.
Right.
And so we were all meeting up the next day. Now, it started with Alex's character.
All right, so Mirren started things off here, and Driscoll and Adams outfitters, as it were, regaling about his parents, or her parents, because we don't know yet, has not been determined yet in-game.
Schrodinger's sex.
Outlandish adventures in the past. And so they discussed ambiguously, and then, who was it? It was John's character, Brindar came in.
That the wizard Brindar met while they were at the outfitter's place, and he was going to get some equipment.
Right, his necessary supplies, yeah.
And he discovered an elf. He'd only known one other so far.
That's right.
And now there's a second elf in town who hears the wizard talking to the proprietors about the mission and going out in the Caves of Chaos.
And explained the whole merchant mission, where the merchants needed a god to recover the mighty merchant and his wife, who were trying to find the wonderful trade route through the Chaos Caverns, Chaos Caves of Chaos,
Through the
Caves of
Wildlands,
Madness,
past the Caves of
Madness,
Chaos.
Maids of Maidness, whatever it were. Regardless, at such a grand opportunity, Mirren jumped. And just wanted to make sure that he couldn't make any more money out of the deal. Because why not?
And he offers to come along. For whatever.
Luckily he did.
Yeah.
Otherwise Alex wouldn't have been able to play.
He'd be a spectator.
He'd be a spectator. Yeah.
Can I roll a die? No.
Get us a beer.
You didn't play, you were dead to me.
He was almost dead to us today.
Almost.
After which we returned to the stables and met the whole party.
Whole party being one of myself being one of the whole party.
You came upon last.
I came upon last. Yes, I was one of the last to join up.
So that's when more or less we switched over to you guys.
Yeah, we were. The only person that was missing today, to give you a little reference, was our thief. He couldn't be with us today, but we left it off. Obviously, you'll hear about that later. Steven, where he can actually come in and actually be fine and caught up. So the rest of the people who were there, we watched Alex's character, the elf, come in, and then we saw a very scholarly, feeble-looking, clothed, religious person. Sickly, rail thin,
no color,
very sunken eyes.
But yeah, with sunken dark eyes, you're like coughing a little bit.
That really scraggly looking beard with a religious symbol. I'm not too sure.
Some light lord.
Some lord of light.
Silly religion. I don't know.
I came upon last. Yes, I was one of the last to join up with this band of rogues, as it were. Yes, very foolishly. The Brother Duke of the yet-to-be-named Church of Light something is what I believe we've established so far as Church of Light something. Was finally has finished his clerical training and was tasked with coming to the keep on the Borderlands and assigned a mission. One of the local guilds merchants has gone missing along with his wife. Good church-going folk, as I was told. So it's they pay their tithes, they contribute. So we're told. So I was tasked with going out and joining this party of people that say they were going to go find this merchant, and I'm going to join up with them and help them find the merchant and his wife in the case of chaos, along with making sure that any evils that I find are thoroughly destroyed.
Totally gonna happen here.
Totally gonna happen.
I don't know if I'm unfamiliar with the elves, if they would even recognize who he'd be.
They would recognize that as human religion.
That is human religion, but not the actual.
It's not the elf religion.
Yeah.
Come on, let's face it.
That's
much older, so therefore it's much more true.
Right. Of course, it's founded in truth.
Oh, of course. Not like the silly human stuff they make up.
No, that's ridiculous.
So, besides Alex, there was a second elf in the party. There's Anthony's elf.
Yes.
And Rob has a dwarf.
Rob is a dwarf, and Ron is playing the fighter.
So we met up both at stables.
Right.
The cleric was tasked by the church to come with us.
Right. Which is, I wasn't I'm going to be honest with you, I was not expecting him to go that route. So it's nice to me. It's a little different flavor added to the group. I mean, we're not packed full of fighters and thieves and everything, so it's good.
Now, the reason we point out that he was sickly. One hit point.
One. I'm actually pulling for him. We don't get along, character-wise.
No.
Human, normal relationship we do.
In fact, the cleric seems to be a speciesist. Or racist.
Yeah, he's very much human and human only.
He's not fond of the elves and dwarf.
Yeah, I mean, he has no reason to hate us, but he found a reason. I couldn't tell you why. But
for no reason.
For no reason. I mean, right off the bat.
You two were talking Elvish, and he was all of a sudden, you gotta talk common.
If you're in this group, you'll talk common to us.
Yeah, he was...
Yeah, okay, here, how about I sneeze on you and watch you die? How about that?
But his religion is a lawful religion, so this is...
It's a conflict.
Yeah.
It's a conflict. But I like the way he's playing it. It's great.
So, from the stables, it started pouring rain when we were leaving.
It was great.
And we made it down from the Keep Road, which forked into the old road, and we took that east.
Due east, yes.
Into the wildlands.
With the river on one side and the tree clearing, the woodlands on our left.
The dark forest.
Dark forest. And we walked on all day into the night, so we decided it's time to move camp.
So we ended up leaving the Keep Road, heading south.
We did?
In pouring rain.
Actually, just normal rain.
Oh, it started normal.
Normal rain for that point. We followed the road down, which you told us it wasn't a very normal paved road or road that was intended, by the town.
Good point.
So it's one of those. You ever go along like a footpath and maybe see like a little side path to you that's got this grass stain where nothing ever grows anymore. It's just like this one line. Well, think of that at a much larger scale.
Like 2 wagons wide.
Yeah, 2 wagons wide where you can, haul a lot of goods coming and going. And we followed that road until We hit
Hit
some
the old-
woods.
The old road.
The
oh,
old-
that was the old road.
Yeah, that was we hit the woods on one side. We had the lake next to us.
The river on the other side.
Right.
The river on the other side.
The elves who were on watch managed to spot a couple of what looked like large feline wild animals.
One was two-legged, another was four-legged.
Yep. On patrol. They
Saw
didn't-
through your infravision.
Exactly, because we have the sight, the vision, unlike these fools.
Lowly humans.
So it's basically half the table were humans, half the table were elves and dwarves.
Yeah.
And so the elves and dwarves could see this. The two elves were on watch, so the two elves did see it.
So we decided to take some shifts. So myself, Alex, and Rob, since we could all use our night vision, we decided, hey, why don't we let the humans take the first shifts, and then in the middle, when it's at its darkest, myself, Alex, and Rob will take over from there.
Yeah, you don't want the cleric, staying up late in the rain.
How he didn't catch a cold and die on the way out to where we were going is beyond me anyway. But
The dwarf didn't, but yeah, he could have.
We could have.
Humans, those guys are fools.
Humans huddled up.
Such fools.
Yes.
So they didn't see a whole lot of nothing.
But now, something happened when you guys were.
in the middle of our watch, myself and Alex, a few yards apart here and there, and we suddenly hear almost like a stepping and crunching in the, like the forest floor. And not only did I hear it, but so did Alex. And at the same time, we're also seeing some heat signatures up in trees. I asked Alex in Elvish, as to not really worry anybody yet, hey, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
So we encountered that instance and then woke everyone up.
Alex then calls out to the rest of the group, hey, get on your guard. It's time to bundle together for not only just warmth, but to protect yourselves just in case.
Everybody hug.
Huddle.
Now, those heat sources were pretty much flanking us, but at the 30-foot range, or I think it's 30-foot range on the vision.
Yeah.
It was kind of at the edge of that area. And
One
one of them was two-legged,
right,
and the other was four-legged. Looked like it had a tail.
right. So it was almost like what you would consider a scouting party. Not going to go in to mess with anything, but just kind of getting an idea of what's going on around them, kind of like that.
Continued on our trip, had a night of splendid sleep, and then made our way to the Caves of Chaos.
A couple of days of pouring rain.
Yeah.
Nothing else happened except a zipper opened up in the sky and dumped buckets of water on us for the rest of the
The next day and a half was horrible on our traveling.
We didn't get a full night's sleep.
No.
We said, why the hell are we going to sit here under these trees in pouring, gushing rain? You're not going to get any sleep that way. You're going to feel miserable.
It
So
added
we
an
said,
entire extra day to our travel plans.
Yeah. It slowed us down. The roads are flooded. You have a couple of people who are wearing very heavy armor.
The dwarf was almost waist deep.
He was almost in trouble of drowning.
Pouring rain.
And your character almost died because, if you had gotten sick.
Yeah, so upon creating this guy, he's a sickly man. Doesn't have much going on as far as strength or health or anything else.
How many hit points?
One hit point. One single lowly hit point. So
Good
if he
choice of
sneezes,
characters to
if
go
he
with.
sneezes too hard, he might not make it back to see the end of the adventure.
And the cleric who was so worried he was going to catch pneumonia.
Right. I'm not making fun, but we did put him on. We put him on the donkey. We put him on the donkey. I mean, he's not going to weigh much.
And what's his armor class?
Armor class is a 4,
Bad.
which is not bad considering. So anyone that fights me has to roll a 15 or better on a 20-sided die. So that's at least something going in my favor to a certain extent. Though he does cower under his shield very often. In fact, one of the moments we had on the road to the Caves of Chaos, we realized we were being tracked.
Yeah, we were walking, by the way. We didn't have enough money for anything, but the guild gave us a donkey for supplies.
We got a donkey for supplies. So I'm like, this guy, there's no way. I mean, he could stub his toe and die. So we just put him on top of the donkey. I mean, I don't even know why.
I have a hangnail, guys. Oh, there goes the cleric.
Don't pull it out. Let it grow out on its own accord, please.
Completely open area, was full clearing. So Anthony's elf decided to try to create a distraction,
Yeah.
shoot a bird, and use that as bait. What was arrow miss?
Well, he was also looking for dinner. Because
also looking for dinner.
He has a limited number of these
rations.
Yeah. Okay.
And a limited number of arrows.
And a limited number of arrows. So he
And
fires his
squab
arrow.
is tasty, folks. Come on. Come on.
He fires his arrow, glances up, and because I was kind of in the midst of this, my character did, no joke, just ducked down into the mud, cowered under his shield, and just started praying. As a cleric does in the middle of any bad situation. He pulls out his holy symbol and just starts praying.
We camped out
Another couple of nights. As we got to nearer where the caves were, though,
Right.
we had another incident where we felt like we were being followed or tracked or something.
Yep.
There was a lot of that. Prayed for the rain to stop, prayed for safety, prayed for the arrows to not just glance off of his shin, what would cause an infection and cause him to die. Anything to keep him alive.
See, whereas Mirren had planned ahead, and he's an agile fellow, but he's not the most agile. But good thing his parents were a little bit wealthy, so he could afford the plate mail and the shield. So, unlike these fools, he was just sitting there like, oh, you want a piece of this? Oh, yeah, you can't touch me because I'm covered in steel and a shield. So, good luck, bros.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what he did. Unlike you fools.
Cowering under my shield.
Cowering under your shield and chainmail being like, oh please, don't hurt me.
There was a lot of that, a lot of praying.
Yeah.
We couldn't put our fingers on it, but it was coming from behind us. So myself and Alex usually stay towards the back since we have pretty good hearing. Our sight, we have arrows. We're very Legolasy. But we couldn't really determine what it was. So we both heard it, but we were both like as John described, we could feel it in the nape of our necks, like right in your spine, like the spidey senses were tingling. But we couldn't really figure it out what it was.
No.
Between you and Tony, it was. I mean, Tony at least was shooting things. You were just pretty much staying back there, like, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me,
Yeah,
don't hit
I
me,
don't
don't
have
hit
a lot
me.
going on.
And John was also like, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. I don't want to use magic. Don't hurt me, don't hurt me,
Don't
don't
wanna
hurt me.
use
The
Don't wanna use
wizard
magic,
was
don't hurt me,
saving
don't hurt
his
me.
one spell for a time of optimism.
Oh, yeah.
To optimize the effects.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he claims. But as soon as we have a kobold walk up and poke him with a stick, he's gonna die, and all of this optimistic spell saving is gonna be for naught, because this is D&D basic.
Death is around every
So
corner.
we don't find anyone though, even though we thought we were being tracked.
Yeah, we thought we were being tracked. Nothing ended up, nothing came to fruition of that search. So we journeyed on, finally happening upon the caves.
But we did get to the caves we found the ravine,
Correct.
which had several cave entrances we found.
At least 5.
The many caves of chaos. 'cause
Many caves.
There were 5.
Yes, so 5 from what we could see in this ravine area.
We ended up finding a 6th.
We found a 6th. Yes, we found a 6th after our initial encounter, and that's what caught us off guard. Is we happened upon the main entrance of the cave, in which case we sprung the trap.
At least 5.
Yeah, it started 5.
Right.
But after the first encounter, the dwarf spotted a 6th one at the new angle,
That's
the
right.
new line of sight he had.
That's
Saw
right.
one that was partially hidden by bushes.
This wreck of
The 8
Sprung.
group, the group of 8 kobolds that erupted from the entrance of the cave, jumping down from trees, some coming from the cave, some coming up from the trees and the bushes,
Yep.
to ambush the unwary hitters.
Those 10 dog-like kobolds because
8.
8 kobolds.
8.
dog-like kobolds because it's D&D basic before they were lizard/dragon folk.
Yeah, here
Keep that
they're
in mind.
lizard dogs, not dragon
Not dragon.
kin.
Yeah. Yep.
As it started off with us trying to get into one of the caves. We were walking up to one of the cave entrances, 10 foot wide, 10 foot high. Well, I guess maybe 12. It's not a circle.
Right. It's a circle.
Cave entrances usually aren't.
They're usually, rounded off.
And then out of the trees and behind boulders and from above on the ravine, there was like 8 kobolds just jumped out of nowhere.
with spears and their loincloths. And they're jibber jabber. And out of all of us, the dude, the dwarf.
The dwarf.
The dwarf.
The most stoic, silent dwarf you've ever played with.
If you've never seen Big Lebowski, do yourself a favor, A, and see that. And if you know what he is after 10 minutes of that movie, that was the dwarf.
That was how Rob was playing.
That was, hey man, it's alright, I can speak kobold, man. They don't mean us any harm, man. Oh man, they're throwing spears at us, man.
So they jumped down from the trees and attacked us, and of course we fought those foolish foes back.
While I sat there and cowered under my shield behind a rock.
Yes.
and the wizard bided his time.
And the wizard bided his time.
Kobolds have the surprise attacks, and Rob didn't get a chance to parlay.
You didn't. Yeah, that's right. You didn't get to. Wait, the best part. Let me tell you how Rob was playing this guy today. This is not the board layout. John will show you, I'm sure, in pictures here. His character was at the outermost edge of the board.
And by we, I mean the
Bravely
four of
bided
us
his time.
who are not the foolish freaks. Foolish, freakly, friendly freaks on our side fought the foolish foes back on their side.
The guy with the most hit points.
11!
11. All right, he was the sum total of about 4 of us together, and on top of it, lives for battle.
Yeah.
Decided, hey, you guys got this. I'm good. I'm gonna chill out back here. I'm gonna put these glasses down. I'm gonna catch some rays. And that's it.
Yeah,
We were like,
pretty
hey,
much.
Rob, do you want to come in and help, or we're just gonna do the spice? You're letting the guy with 1 hit point charge in with a mace.
And the kobolds had horrible rolls.
Horrible. No one, I don't think anyone ended up any under direct threat at all.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, like,
The closest was like maybe someone with a 14. I think.
Mirren on my side, which is my character, has an AC of 1, which meant they needed like
An
18 or better, which is
Insane.
outrageous.
It's insane.
So they couldn't roll that against me, and the other characters in front had sufficiently high armor class that we were okay, but
A couple escaped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we ended up dropping.
A couple escaped and
5.
ran into the cave.
We dropped 5 before the last 3 decided it's not worth it, turned tail, and ran back into the cave.
Have you guys ever seen the '84 Dungeons and Dragons TV show? There was the who was the wizard?
Presto.
Presto is the wizard. It was like sending Presto in with a very heavy hammer.
Where is he? Who's
Oh
Presto?
wow! Now, where is Presto?
There's Eric, the Cavalier. There's the Barbarian.
They don't have Presto on the shirt. This is an incomplete shirt.
Tiamat ate him.
What?
Tiamat ate him.
He was. Think of a kid with glasses and a pointy wizard's hat. That's who we sent into battle, and he swung. Right. This is who you're sending in. Not the 11 hit point dwarf with good armor and lives for battle. The guy's going. Oh, well, it's certainly cold outside, isn't it? That's who he's.
What is
come
it? A chilling 80 outside?
I miss Tampa Bay at these times of year.
Oh, I stubbed my toe.
Oh.
I need to sit down.
That's it. We
Can we
figured.
rest for the night?
we literally figured if he didn't get like a full on penetrating shot from one of the kobolds, if he got skinned and had a nick, die from the disease alone,
Yeah.
right? That would be it.
Incidentally, the whole Nick thing, that's why he doesn't shave.
That is correct.
The main cave.
so of course the obvious decision here here is to follow after them, which our shot caller made.
No.
So
We're going to follow him.
And you heard their death cries.
And we heard their death cries from the cave. Echo out from
And that's after, and then Rob, from his point of view, was able to see another cave that you didn't notice. It was on the ground level of the ravine, and that's the cave you all went to.
Yeah, we through the
Yeah.
bushes.
You didn't go through the one they went into and screamed. So we ended up doing a pretty good job. The kobolds had horrible rolls.
John changed dice in between the rolls for the kobolds because they were pitifully bad. And I'm talking, I only have an armor class of 6.
3s, 5s, 8s. I got an 11 once.
Yeah, he got an 11 once, and I mean, then we have Alex, who's just like, I'm Iron Man. Oh, you're gonna try and stab me. Watch this. Clink, 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 clink.
Alex,
clink,
an
clink,
elf in
clink.
full plate mail.
And full plate mail. Meanwhile, I'm trying to play it realistic by wearing leather. He's wearing full plate mail. I'm like, what the heck is this?
Well, he's snooty because his parents were professional adventurers.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
And you don't even know if he's a man or a woman.
We still haven't figured that out. He won't even tell me. Person to person to Orden game, so I have no idea.
Yeah, as elf to elf, he just wants to know.
I just want to know. Is there a possibility? Me and you? Happily, I see you come from money. I likes money.
That's right.
Now, the...
I don't know how we segue.
I don't know.
that.
So the goblins, the survivors, got scared shitless.
Oh, the kobolds? Yeah.
Kobolds.
Yeah.
The surviving kobolds got scared shitless, and they hightailed it
3
into
of them
this
booked
cave.
out after we actually smashed the heck out of them. We did a very good job on that. And once we got into the normal, like we always say, like to hobo killing. It was very
Murder
easy.
hobos.
Yeah, murder hobos. It was arrows flying, and the traditional thing that you think of. You had swords and hammers swinging. Then they saw what we could do, and they booked it into the cave.
And a moment later, we heard them all crying and screaming in death.
Out like lights. We didn't hear them anymore.
And that's when Rob's dwarf, the dude dwarf, dude beard,
Lebowski's. Right.
Lebeardsky noticed another cave entrance that we missed earlier, and he just started walking towards it. That was it. He was just like, okay, I'm going to that one instead.
Point of reference here, Ron, our... I don't want to
He was
call
the
him...
caller in the group.
Yeah, I don't want to call... Is he a city guard?
Oh, well, no, he doesn't have a job.
He doesn't have a
His
job.
dad and him just moved to the keep this past year because his dad has been stationed there. His dad is a corporal leading the Outriders.
So his son...
He's a soldier, but he doesn't have a job.
We figured with him with the most military experience, why not let him be the caller? Rob, I'm good. I'm gonna find this other cave over here.
Look, another cave. I'm gonna go over that other cave.
He's got a little Jib Ignatowski in him too, so it's kind of a mix between the two characters.
Yeah, so it was through the bushes. We partied up, got together, dwarf led. Next to, you were at his side.
I was in the front because, of course, the 3 health, 10-foot pole elf.
With an AC of 1.
AC of 1.
The highest AC of the party, and you move.
3 health. Keep this in mind.
So if you get hit, you're dead, but it's going to be hard to hit you.
Yeah. I'm like, you weenies who are like, I've got all this money, but I'm not going to buy armor because I don't want to stay alive.
Well, besides the armor, you also bought a 10-foot pole.
Well, yeah.
Yes, very important.
And you were using that
because
for
unlike
traps.
other versions of Dungeons & Dragons, there is no automatic trap detection. There's no, I look for traps. You can't just announce, I look for traps.
This is Dungeons & Dragons basic. If you're not tapping in front of you, you're going to die from traps.
Yes.
If you're tapping in front of you, you're going to die from monsters. So it's...
Because you make a hell of a lot of noise on top of your plate mail.
Yes.
Yeah, on top of the fact that I'm already walking in plate mail, which I figured...
Clink,
what's the point of trying to be stealthy if I'm walking in plate mail?
But right away, Alex was like, "Hey, okay, follow you as well. Yeah, that looks like a good idea."
What? As he strokes his fake beard that he doesn't.
He doesn't have a beard, but his character's always doing this to the chin.
Now that's what me and Alex do. We both don't have beards and character, but we do this anyway, just to
He's doing this like this long, like gnome beard or something.
We're trying to assimilate with the humans.
And because we weren't stealthy,
I had 10-foot pole,
A bunch
in
of-
front of me, bunch of giant rats.
Well, before
No,
there was
kobolds.
the 5 kobolds.
you're jumping ahead.
That ambushed us from the side passage.
So we all follow him over. Ron's like, well, does that suit the rest of the group? We're like, sure, why not? Why not? Let's go.
We gotta go in one of these caves to look for the merchant.
And this is where we actually ended up, which it turned into a cave where, if we could see down it, it turned into a T. So
A T, a capital T.
yeah, you go right into it, and then you split off. You have 2 sides to choose from. Only 15 feet wide or 10 feet wide?
10 feet wide.
10 feet wide as we come in.
And it was Alex and the dwarf in the lead.
Alex and the dwarf in the lead.
snooty, ambiguous elf, and the big, the dwarfski,
Yeah, big Ledwarfski in the
the
front.
beardski.
Then you had myself and Ron, and then we had John, and we had...
And the elf/elfette was there banging with this giant stick on the ground looking for traps.
Yeah. That's the smart thing to do.
It is,
You have to
but
do that in this version.
It was very loud on top of his clank, 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 clank. It is Sir Lancelot armor.
I mean, it was like Faulty Towers all over again.
Our first thought was to light them up with fire, throw oil and then light a torch to ignite them and get them out of our way. Figured out that was not going to be a very good plan. The oil does not go very far.
You thought it had a much bigger splash.
Thought it had a much bigger splash effect. It was only going to be like at the feet of one guy as opposed to at the feet of all five of them.
Yeah.
So we decided regular combat's all that's going to solve this. Step forward, drop one. I believe it was Ron that killed him.
So within a moment, a bunch of kobolds came running out.
Yeah. Right at us.
They totally took us by surprise. Again, the worst rolls any of us had ever seen.
2 elves who we needed 12 or better to hit. Natural 1, natural 1. So you knew we were meant to be buddies in this game.
The other rolls weren't so hot. The elves didn't get anything done. I didn't get anything done. I don't think I hit a single thing any combat experience we had.
And while those kobolds were attacking you, another one fled down a further
One fled
passage.
down the hall.
One fled down the passage, and I believe I killed one. Ron killed one.
So that was the first attack going around to the last attack.
Right.
So that round, the group was a 1. Sorry, with a nat 1 and ended with a
nat
nat 1.
And then Rob heroically charged in.
But now you guys had been, especially you,
Right.
had been mocking the wizard,
Oh.
the magic user, because the magic user hadn't done anything the entire game.
The
so far.
prior fight, at the other opposite end of where we were, he stood behind me. With the guy with the arrows. And that's fine, I understand that. So when it came time for him to go, he's like, no, I must save myself. So...
Don't say it like that. You say it like he's saving his life. No, he was saving his magic for a more opportune time to cast his spell.
Me being the elf, I don't want to hear that. So I shook him.
He did.
I shook him verily.
Shook me like a redheaded
What's wrong with you?
stepchild.
What's wrong with you? You're standing behind me. You did nothing. It took her your time to turn, and you said, "No, I'm good."
No, this to be a more opportune time. No, after I cast the spell, I'm gonna have to sleep for 8 hours, and then I'm gonna have to rest long enough after to rememorize the spell. That's gonna kill a whole day and a half.
I felt like it was a Scooby-Doo episode at one point where he was just going to run with his arms flailing in the air. Him and Mace Guy.
But
I-
sleep spell.
I'm
boom.
happy to say I was 100% wrong.
Well, there's 5 of them right there. Boom, all of them.
You go
down.
sleep. You go sleep. And we're going to take care of them. Obviously, they're being prone. I don't care if they have 1 hit point or 50. They're dead.
And then Rob heroically charged in and sprung the trap.
Now that was the problem, though.
That was a problem.
Because the elf scooped the side. He
navigated.
kitty cornered
Right.
diagonally, but
Elf
when,
flying on their feet.
But when the dwarf, when Lebeardsky,
Stop.
there was a pit trap there set off for anything heavier than a kobold. Dwarf is much heavier than a kobold,
By a smidge.
and he fell down a 10-foot pit.
What this do? He fell in 10 feet.
But we had a 10-foot pole.
We had a 10-foot pole, and we had I'm not even kidding, like 300 feet of rope.
I think it's 250.
I
I think
mean,
we got a grand total between us. We knotted them together like 250.
Yeah, I bought 2. It wound up like everybody wound up buying rope, whatever that's. Maybe we're gonna try and hang each other. Who knows? Yeah, but it's great.
A giant pit trap, which killed the remaining kobolds, so it was all good. But
Anything heavier than a kobold will set it off.
yep, he spiked himself.
And which, well, some of the other kobolds...
He
that
didn't
did
die.
remain-
No.
The other kobolds that did remain did fall under... the wizard finally deciding this was the moment of opportunity.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, so before Rob
Fell into his pit.
Yeah. The wizard cast a
Wizard
sleep spell.
finally was like, this was the opportune moment. Cast his sleep spell, knocking the other 4 kobolds out. Combat.
But we got him up.
We got him up, and the kobolds fell into the pit.
Yes.
because they fell down with him, which was good. We thought we were out of the woods. We were not. We were mistaken.
On our, I guess you would call it coup de grace to a point, just kind of putting them out of their misery since we had the advantage.
Yep.
As Rob goes to step over to put one out. Actually, it's a trap defense.
Yep.
Not dead. He had a lot of health. Would have killed me.
We pulled him out, but he took some damage.
Took some damage, but he's okay. He's a little scratched up. And upon pulling him out and placing him back amongst the party,
Yep.
we settle ourselves down to turn the corner to see.
This is where we're helping the dwarf. We're pulling the dwarf. Ron.
Ron is, yeah.
The fighter.
I'm basically holding Ron, helping him get some leverage.
Is pulling up the 10-foot pole while Rob is climbing.
Right.
And he gets up to the top. And he pulls himself up and he looks at us. And he sees the rest of the party not looking at him, but looking past him down the other hallway, the corridor.
A pack of eight giant rats.
Yep.
And there was a pack of giant rats.
Yeah.
Beelining right for us.
Boring down the corridor, heading right towards the party.
Well, that's what happened.
Which is great because visually you can see that in your head. I mean, how many times have we all seen movies where you just see a swarm of like rats or vermin rushing at you, so you can almost see, like I can almost picture like Rob coming up like, what's going on, guys? One of those.
You see him turn around like a slow take.
Right. We're all looking past him, our eyes as big as saucers, like seeing a horde of rats.
But I guarantee you, Lebeardsky with no emotional response.
Oh.
None.
No, absolutely not.
Now, on top of that, the two elves heard something at the very end.
Coming from the opposite direction, so basically it's a good situation all around.
So we're being ambushed.
We'll see what happens next time.
You heard the unbooted small feet that you heard earlier of the barefooted kobolds, barefooted kobolds. So that one that ran away yelled something, and now a whole bunch are coming up your flank.
Yep.
We did hear, well, not all of us, myself and the elf.
Oh, that. Oh.
So it's going to be good for us, basically, is what I'm hearing.
I foresee more shield cowering in my future.
Then we were ending it there, but to throw oil on the fire, so to speak.
Which we almost did.
That wasn't all of it as we ended the game.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I mean,
Because a lot of what my character saw was people's feet while he sat in mud.
At the other end, after the other kobolds, I should say, when we encountered 5 kobolds, the 6th one was over here, ran off down a hallway on the other end. So if you were facing the cave of the wall, he ran down to the right-hand side.
Mama!
We don't pay him any money. Don't worry about it.
The party could be smarter here and retreat.
Well, now we have to worry about it. He came back with friends.
Or the party could be the party here and not.
My first instinct is to.
So the game ended. This session ended with us being flanked.
Yeah.
And basically 2 choices: jumping into the tiny room that those kobolds first tried to ambush us from before the pit.
Right.
Or going back out the entrance into the ravine. Or standing there and fighting.
And fighting.
It's like 8 rats, and they don't know how many giant rats. These rats are like the size of a small dog.
Right, so we're already outnumbered by larger or as large dog-sized rats. And God knows how many he's coming back with friends. Let's say he comes back with 2. That's fine. They would have 10 versus 6. So they're almost 2 to 1 on every person. And when you have a guy with 1 hit point, it's basically 2 to 1.
I got no spell left.
He's got no spell left.
Alex's magic user spell is read language.
Mine's a floating disc.
It's a floating disc.
A floating disc. For like 6
I had us all roll the spell randomly.
Right. So, I mean, I could basically do a Magneto thing for about 60 feet, the last 6 turns.
500 pounds?
For 500 pounds, the last 6 turns. I mean, that's not going to be very helpful, so.
And that's not just because I'm right next to the cave entrance, but that's the safe.
I mean, the rats are probably not going to be so bad.
The rats are not too worried about the kobolds.
Wait, the best part is, even if we decide to let's book it to this room, we still have to circumnavigate the giant pit. And if I'm Ryan's character, that's certain death if I fall into the pit. It's 1 hit point. That's it.
You have to tie 250 rope to him.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. We might have to tie rope to him.
Yeah.
That way you don't fall in.
Then again, you never know. Who knows when you have a giant poisonous rat that bites and turns somebody crazy.
And that's where we ended it off.
It's not looking good. I think I'm losing my elf. I might think.
Maybe next game, if Steven makes it in, we got one-man cavalry. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe he'll come in and save the day.
And when you have 1 hit point, any damage is better damage.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so that was Tales from the Table, my friends.
Part 2.
Or chapter. I think. See.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna phrase it because I kind of feel like the first one was a prelude, so chapter 1. This
Chapter 1, right.
This is chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
Part 2 of the series.
Part 2 of
chapter
the series.
1 of
Chapter
the story.
1. Right.
How's that sound?
That sounds even better.
All right, so thank you everyone for checking us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And Twitter. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it. Thank you so much.
Heading over to the Two Gun Pixie Zazzle store.
I heard there's lots of good stuff.
There's a lot of good stuff.
Is there a
And
potion
still,
of healing?
That's still the number 1 item that's selling is the potion of healing.
Who doesn't want to heal?
The Stein is amazing.
Who doesn't want to heal?
And right over here on YouTube, you come over here and you they watch the shows.
They watch the shows.
Subscribe.
They listen to our tales. Us being, like I said last week, with curmudgeons. We like to get some laughs. We always have a good
Comment.
time. And we comment. Yeah, we
Thank
love
you
the
so
comments.
much for
And the likes.
And he's always in the comment section. So please go there. If you have anything you want to say to T-Bone, just go to any comment section of any video and reply to anything he said. And you can
Anything that
start
says Anthony,
Anthony, that's him.
that's this guy right here.
All right, so speaking of which, Anthony, 20-Sided Warriors, you already also saw it from Alex and Ryan. Man in Aragon now. Aragon? I said Aragon.
Aragon
now.
He's
That's
the
new
lost
nickname.
king.
So we are out of here.
Good stuff.